We are officially 2 days into December, so if you haven't started shopping yet, then you might be in a little bit of trouble. Luckily, I'm here to help you with a catalog full of wonderful bargains. Unfortunately, it's 41 years old, but that just makes it more interesting. For those who don't remember, Montgomery Ward was a department store that existed between 1872 and 2001. They still exist today as Ward's as an online retailer, much in the same vein as Amazon, except way less successful. One of the best things about Christmas back in the day was the big full catalogs filled with everything you could possibly want or need. Nowadays we have to do everything online, so it's not as fun, but it's nice to look back. So let's take a look at some of the offerings. They definitely have a wide variety of items, everything from engagement rings to commemorative spoons, all the way to creepy porcelain figurines. You could definitely fill up an old person's house in one stop. I think this is the random section, the afterthoughts of the catalog up front and center, because nothing seems to make any sort of sense here. You have a decorative traffic light blinker, then you have some casserole dishes, then you have this extremely off-putting outfit, a chair, a tape recorder, and a Hershey Kiss. That is the most random assortment of stuff you could buy, and it's all on sale. That is a neat TV, 5-inch color, 1981, that's not too bad, so we're looking at $314, which in today's money is probably a lot. Okay, this is interesting. I have never seen a tandem bicycle for sale. It's one of those things you see in TV shows and cartoons and just in fiction in general, and you're like, that's not real, but apparently it is. There is a tandem bicycle that existed at some point in this universe. It wasn't just a fictional construct. More random stuff, a couple of Coleco head-to-head games, cowboy hat. Oh, animal cracker dish set. That would make dinner time fun for everyone. More randomness, strolling bowling game, bumper pool table. Back in the 70s and 80s, apparently bumper pool tables were all the rage. We have reached the strawberry shortcake page. Everything is strawberry shortcake from the floor to the ceiling, and everything in between. These girls all grew up to be serial killers, I'm sure. Oh, more strawberry shortcake. You can't get enough merchandising. You could have anything you want as long as it's strawberry shortcake. Oh, now we're to the adult section. And by adult, I mean business wear. I do like the business look of the early 80s. There was just a lot of lace and a lot of things for the neck to flap around. Oh, you see, now we're into the cool watch section. Some digital watches. They had a watch that sang Happy Birthday, Jingle Bells, and Here Comes the Bride. Licensed Star Wars watch. I actually had this one. They have a Star Wars clock. Imagine being woken up by R2-D2 and C-3PO. And I like how they write their dialogue here. That definitely would not get old every morning. Beep beep. So R2-D2 says beep beep, not I don't care how in love you are. I don't think there's anything acceptable about wearing matching outfits, especially matching sweaters. You gotta remember something. The early 80s were basically just an extension of the 70s, only with less disco. These shirts scream, "Dad, I need help mowing the lawn." Back in the early 80s and late 70s, we had suits for everything. If you just wanted to warm up for exercise, you had a special suit for that. And that is what we wore. Well, not me, I was a child. Aw, matching robes and towels. In case you ever wondered, if people actually wore nightcaps, not talking about a drink, but a literal nightcap, there you go. They probably ride a tandem bicycle too. Hey, it's the cowboy phase. There was a time when cowboys were a thing that I guess we were into. So I don't know who wore this. Maybe somewhere in the Midwest, but I'm sure as hell not familiar with the cowboy look. Okay, we got some business clothes. Business attire has not changed all that much. At least not to my knowledge, because I don't dress up for business. Do they have Freezy Freakies on sale? Because I see these mittens here.
New Freezy Freakies. The gloves that change when it gets cold. They're normal now, but watch out!
Oh no! They're changing again!
Freezy Freakies.
These are superhero mittens, but they're not Freezy Freakies. So I am not interested. Next. Did we seriously dress kids up like cowboys? There was an entire song warning mothers not to do so. I mean, listen, again, I grew up in New York. I would have noticed if a kid dressed like this, and I never saw a kid dress, unironically, like a cowboy, unless it was Halloween. This kid's more sensible. He knows how to dress. Yep, more sleepwear, outerwear, going to a square dance wear, fashion wear, clock wear. Oh, these are nice clocks. It's Clockapalooza. We have tons of clocks. If you know how to tell time, we're here for you. Look at this, clocks everywhere. Wood clocks, cuckoo clocks, barometers, toilet bowl clocks. Was this a thing? I guess this was a thing, a Johnny clock it was called. Beanbag chairs. Oh, they have an entire selection of beanbag chairs. Those are the fun sleeping bags that the kids who are really cool brought to sleepovers. This velvet throw with a cat looking up all majestically is something I think everyone should own. Okay, I could swear at least half of you all, your grandparents had one of these things hanging around the house. I know we did. It's like, yeah, we don't want to give them a real stocking. Let's just get this pre-made one with random crappy toys in there. How much do these cost? E and F. Okay, $5 and $10, or $5 and $9.50. 3 ounces of candy, 8 assorted toys, and novelties. And then the bigger one has 10 ounces and 16 assorted toys. Latch hook kits. Latch hooking in the early 80s was all the rage. My grandmother was big into this, but I don't think she used... Well, she did use these. We have doll houses of all kinds, including one that is... There's a marketing tie-in with the Annie franchise. Okay, remember starting lineup? Apparently that was a thing beforehand. This is the NFL team mate action figures. So if you thought starting lineups were something that were fresh and new in the late 80s, they were done. Okay. These are nightmares for sale. These are called the Laughing Heads, and apparently they squirt water, and they are the scariest things I could ever imagine owning in the house. The original soundtrack for the Bible, and the almanac for the Bible. Various junk you find on the dollar table at any garage sale across the United States. You could play Santa for $25, which is actually not... Oh, up to $160. Never mind. My father used to dress up as Santa for my niece and nephew. And he said that renting the suit all those years, it would have been cheaper if he just bought it. And you could always sell it to someone else when you're done using it. Oh, this is the advertising section. This looks like this is the Columbia House for books. They had these types of buy 6 for a penny type of deals for everything, including books, music, obviously. They also had it for, back in the day, they had it for video games, laser discs, VHS tapes. The only one that really survived was, oh, there it is. What do they have here? Jazz singer, Van Halen, Fair Warning, Eddie Rabbit, Styx, Paradise, Christopher Cross, Panorama by the Cars, Eagles Live, George Benson, Breezin', Vinyl Repair. I actually remember these commercials. I always wanted to rip vinyl so I could repair it. It looked like fun.
Simply spread the mix compound over the tear. Now, press a hot iron over the graining paper, which matches the vinyl being repaired. Allow to cool and remove graining paper. Professional-looking results are easy with vinyl repair.
This I had. Well, I had this in a different model. It was my sister's and she gave it to me, but it had an 8-track player instead of a cassette, and it had a bottom set of lights also. And the record player, God love it, was not great, but it was a fun device. Alright, we got scanners in case you want to intervene with police business. Okay, so younger viewers, this is how TVs used to look. They used to come in these big, bulky wooden enclosures, look like a piece of furniture, and they had fake drawers and everything. These drawers did not open. If they did, I'd be surprised, but everyone loved them, and they were the centerpiece of your living room. And they were so sturdy you could actually lay down on top of these things, and they would not budge an inch. They were heavy as sin, but they were beautiful. Oh, CED player. Basically, it was those things, and they are quite terrible in long-term usage. VCRs. I mean, this is how expensive VCRs were back then. $1,400. The lowest price one was almost $1,000, and that was 81. So, yeah, VCRs are very expensive back then. Sports. Of course, there's guns and sports supplies. I think this is a good stopping point, as tomorrow we will look at the rest of the catalog, which will have all the games and toys and all the fun stuff that we didn't get a chance to look at today. In the meantime, have a good day and see you tomorrow.
Doors open at 8 a.m. with savings on hundreds of items. The latest games and toys for girls and boys, special gifts for mom and dad, name brand items for your home and car.